So we're here working on this 94 Astrovan. We're having a problem with it going into park. I suggest, well, not really suggest, but I suspect that it's the shifting linkage. I've had these vans for a long time. They all seem to do the same thing. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to take out the shift linkage and I'm going to show you what's worn out and I'm going to show you what we have to do to fix it. We'll also kind of weld up the clip and the handle and the rod. You'll see what I'm talking about when we go inside. But we're going to get this thing to go back into gear like it's supposed to. Let's take it over here and show you what's up. So I'm up here underneath. Basically this right here, they wear out, the rod wears out, and this little bracket that mounts into the transmission, they wear out. And then over on this side you have a little spring. So I've already removed the little C-clip right here. There's also one right here on this side which I've already removed. But you can see how much play is in here. So that just kind of wiggles around. Let me take it off and I'll show you what we got to do to fix it. Okay, so the removal is actually pretty easy. So I've removed that clip. You just pull this out, you remove that C-clip in there, you just slide this out. Now there's a little spring there, there's a little washer and a little nylon cone washer. Then just move that out of the way. And then right here you have just a little nut that I've already zipped off. It's a 17. Just pull that off like that, slide this off, and I'll take you over here on the bench and I'll show you how this is worn out. I can see it from here, but let me get you a little closer look. Alright, so I've taken out the bracket and you kind of see here. So that's kind of like oblong, egg shape. Not supposed to be like that. If you look at the other side, it's exactly the same. And over here, it's probably our biggest part here. You can kind of see how that big notch is? We're going to have to weld that up. Because every time this thing goes inside here and connects inside here, it's kind of hard to do with one hand, but every time we get this inside of here, they just kind of wobble back and forth. And then with the adjustment here, you know, this kind of slides on this thing right here. It really just doesn't give you the adjustment and the throw that you need when this is all worn out. So I'm going to take it over to the welder and get this welded up, and I'll show you what we got to do to fix that. Alright, so I wanted to show you guys a little trick here. So we have this little piece that needs to be welded together, right? But we also don't want to weld through this hole because this is where the cotter pin goes. So one of my technicians was saying, why don't we just put a piece of copper wire through there? And you know what? That'll work perfectly, because in that way, as we weld, the weld's not going to stick to the copper, and we'll still be able to access that hole. Because if you look over here, you have a hole right here, and you don't want to block that hole, so that cotter pin has to go back into that hole. So that's important. So I think that cotter pin is going to really, I think that's going to work with that copper wire. It's a little trick for you guys. So it worked perfectly, dude.
Take it.
Yeah, I gotta grind it out. Done, did the repair, putting that copper in there, man, it made it perfect. So I was able to just pull that right out, and I was able to weld up right next to the copper, right next to that wire, and pulled it right out. So I'm just gonna paint this, then we're gonna go over and we're going to weld up this piece. That'll be the next repair. All right, now that we've repaired the other one, we're gonna go ahead and weld up this side that mounts to the transmission. Now I'm just going to grind this off and clean it up a little bit. Alright, now that I've welded it up and grind it down, I'm just going to file the inside a little bit, just so it's nice and flat. So we finished welding this up, and look how nice and solid that thing is, man. It's not moving at all. So I'm going to go ahead and put it inside the car and give her a whirl. Alright, so we went ahead and put it all back together, and there's the connector, and that's where it was all nice and loose. And then we went and adjusted it here. So Brandon, go ahead and put it into drive. Put it in park. Put it in neutral. Put it back into park. Alright, there you go. Works like it's supposed to. We got the clips back in there. Got all the slop out of it. Then I get under here with my hand. You can see how nice and solid that is. It doesn't even move at all. So I would say that's a fix. Alright, so there you have it. Another fix for Chevy Astrovan. If you can't get your car to go into park or go into drive correctly, or the shifter indicator's off a little bit, try this fix, see if it helps. We've had to do this in 2 of our service vans, this actually being the 3rd one. So hey, we're able to fix it. It goes into park just like it's supposed to. What used to happen is we'd put it in park, we'd get out, and the car would start rolling. So it was actually in neutral. It would never made it into park because of that loose fitting in the slop that was in that shifter linkage. But this ended up fixing it, so hopefully you guys liked the video. Please rate, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.